Okay, hey guys. All right, so let me start again with the purpose of why I'm even making these videos in the first place, and why I wouldn't expect anyone to watch these things per se, but the idea is it's really just an experiment to see what it could be like to give a video status or video proof of what a contributor is doing, what I'm doing for Giveth on a daily basis, and and so yeah, it's basically like an experiment. We know at Giveth the whole point is to uh, transfer value to people that are actually going out there and making stuff happen, stuff for good. Sometimes we call those people makers, and we call the donors givers. But really, if you think about it, they're both givers because one might be giving funds and one might be giving time. Right now, I'm giving yeah, time and effort to these projects, and yeah, we want to find a good way to be able to share that with people. So, um, yeah, to build communities. And as of now, video seems to be the best way to go about doing that. One, because it's the most secure. It's the easiest to. It's the hardest to fabricate, unlike a text or a picture or something like that. And then it's also the most engaging. Um, so the idea is that people should be able to connect to other people by seeing them, by hearing them, and using multimedia video. Okay, so let's talk about what I did today. And to do that, I want to show you what I did so you can kind of see and be a part of it. But also, it's kind of like a proof too that yeah, I really did stuff here. So let me go ahead and show you my screen. And what I want to do is I guess I need to drag this over here maybe. And then are you seeing it? Yeah, you are. Okay, cool. So yes, let's do this. So today I worked all on SnapProof, which I have not done for a while. Uh, this right here is a SnapProof project here in the Google Drive. What is SnapProof? Oh man, it's really cool. There's a document that kind of says what SnapProof is. It's kind of like a SnapProof proposal, and it's opening. And if it ever opens, you can see that this doc is relatively comprehensive. Jesus Christ. All right, relatively comprehensive. This is 15 pages. Um, Sorry, this thing's being really slow, but the idea is that it's a kind of proof of work for humans is the idea here. And this logo kind of says it all. But a cool thing about it is that not only is it a proof of work for humans, but it's designed in such a way that actually anyone can use it for any purposes. It's designed to kind of build communities, and it's not the easiest to explain that. But I guess if I could just say it in a sentence, it's a camera app that anyone can use to prove whatever they want for whatever purpose and get funds for it. So you could kind of think of it like a PayPal link almost, a PayPal link that goes on top of video. And yeah, uh, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Even though I do have this 15 pages that kind of goes over it, I think it's still kind of shallow. Some of the more brilliant parts about it don't really come to light. And so what I tried to do was make an Envision app today. So this is the Envision app. One of the things that's not working right now is that when you click, it's supposed to highlight what else can be clicked, but right now it's not working. So let's see. I know where the hotspots are, so I'm just going to click end here. Let's go abort this. Let's start this journey again. Okay, so when you first get to SnapProof, what you're going to see is a grid view. And this grid view is taken from Marco Polo. It's, I think, the best starting point because it just gives you so many options when it comes to a phone app. So the idea is that all these little squares that you see here are different playlists of snaps of people doing things that they proved were done. So you can click on any of these to go into that playlist, or you can click over here to create a new one. When you create a new one, it's going to force you to turn your phone sideways, and you can either start the snap right there or see examples of other snaps to kind of get you started. This is just the UX really. It's not, I mean, it's the design and the UX, but nothing's really final here. So yeah, so you have to kind of pretend this is sideways like it would be on your phone. And to just show you guys that this really works, let me go back to myself. And I actually have it on my phone. Oh, cool. So here, this is actually Marco Polo, which is a really cool app. And you see how Marco Polo uses a grid view? This is very, very cool. It's a great place to navigate. And so we basically stole that idea. Okay, so, but for snap proof, I got it here. And let's go back to, cool. So here's on my phone. I don't know if you, this is the grid view where it starts. And I don't expect you guys to see this, but I can click that same plus, and then here I can turn it sideways so I can actually interact with it, right? So I know you can't really see this, but I'm going to click this start button right here. I'm going to click the start button right here. Start. Okay, cool. So now it's started. It's going to do 2.5 seconds of front view, 2.5 seconds of rear view, and then it's still recording, but I can actually end it now. Every snap has to be at least 5 seconds of front and back-facing camera to prove, you know, that you're there and that you're looking at something. And then it can continue recording. You can switch, oh, over here. You can switch the view back and forth or whatever, and then you can end it. End. And when you end it, it goes back to regular view, and then you have a few more things you have to do for metadata to make sure that this is going to be something that can be found and something that where you can get paid using crypto. So I'm going to stop showing it to you on my phone real quick and go back to the regular display over here. So pretend this is this is sideways, like I was just showing you. So this is 2 seconds on front view. This is the rear view, which I need to kind of switch the picture. And then we can, from here, we can switch back and forth. These are supposed to be rear and front view, but I only have the same picture right now. I need to put in an actual like rear view. But the idea is that you could switch back and forth to show what you're looking at or yourself. And then when you end, you go into a hashtag section. This hashtag section is actually really cool because not only does it allow you to search it, you know, let's say you were doing something having to do with like litter and cleaning stuff up, but you can also, if there's a special hashtag, meaning that someone has reached out to us to say, hey, I want a special hashtag. For instance, Giveth has a special hashtag. You can put that in, and that will have an effect that when you send out this link, it will it'll go to a special Giveth page. You know, if you did a hashtag Swarm City, it would go to a special Swarm City page, or you could see these videos. If you did hashtag Argon, assuming Argon, you know, like wanted to sign up with us or whatever. This is a way to give lots of different communities the ability to have video when it might not make sense for them to build their own video app. This is one video app that everyone can use. Okay, so let's say we're done with the hashtags. Apparently there's a blank screen. Don't know what that's about. Okay, then it says, would you like to submit this for others to follow? And you could say no or yes. If you say yes, it'll go into a queue of those examples so other people can see how you did what you did. When they download this, and maybe they'll copy what you did, and you know, building communities for, let's say, if you get a great example of like picking up litter and you're like, hey, I want everyone to see this example, I think it's good for whatever reason, people will see that, maybe they'll do that, or you know, saving the whales or whatever, you know. Then it asks you if you want to use the same address as before, or if you want to scan a new address. If you scan a new address, I don't know why this is blank. Okay, cool. If you scan a new address, it'll give you a screen where you can scan that barcode, scan that QR code, sorry. You can see examples of that. And cool. I think it's just being slow when it switches between them for whatever reason. And then if you do scan, you need to select what type of coin that QR code was all about. Some people have suggested that you should be able to just infer this, but there's just so many different coins out there that I don't think that will, you know, inferring it from the address itself will be a good idea. People are going to have to select, at least for right now. Well, I mean, we'll have to do some usability stuff, but the point here is that any single address type of coin could be used here. So it's a really cool way of connecting all of them, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, whatever, Argon, reputation from Gnosis, no, from Augur, thanks. Cool, so you could select one of those. Okay, once you do that, you can share out the link to these videos. This is really cool because I don't, people are still trying to understand this, but because of the way that Web3 works or the way that these secure wallets are going to work when it comes to paying people over your mobile phone or browsers, it's going to have to be done from a secure browser, which means that you're going to have kind of a regular web page link to effectively pay people. So there's a share button, so you could share one of your mediums, and then it takes you to the details view. This one kind of needs a lot of work here still. There's all these different buttons. The idea is that you could use this to navigate through the different playlists. And if you play, it'll take you to a video player, pretend that this is sideways, and you can see the snaps as you're going through them. And there's also a bunch of other metadata that's really cool because you're using your phone. It's going to geotag it automatically, and so then you're getting video proof of what people did and exactly where they did it. And then from here you can actually click a link to get the QR code so you can more easily share your QR code. You can delete this. You could also, it's really important to be able to look at the blockchain explorer. So there's no way for this right now to just see what your balance is because it doesn't actually connect to any of the blockchains that it can support. But there is a list of, let's see if I still have it up. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So here is the back end. We don't really have to go over this, but part of the thing that happens in the back end is that the app will have access to all these different Block Explorer links. And so depending on what you chose, it'll just look if you're connected to the internet, it'll just go to that Block Explorer. And then you can easily add more snaps to the playlist. And so they're always like a playlist. They're like shareable playlists with QR codes. And the way that it looks to the viewer, since I guess I could show it to you. Let's see. What is it? So here's the web link experience, or maybe I should call this the viewer experience. So this is what it would look like to the people that you send that link to. They're gonna get this essentially like a video page that they can kind of play through, and the QR code that they can use to send funds to. If they're viewing this through a enabled browser, secure browser, they could like a status or something. They could just send it directly there. And the cool thing is that depending on those hashtags, this can kind of be white labeled. If you put Giveth, this will be kind of Giveth branded. If you put Swarm City, this will be Swarm City branded. And it's all open source. Anyone can create their own template of what they'd like their video playlist to look like if their hashtag is included. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I wish I could do a better job of explaining how cool it is as opposed to just saying that it's cool. So that's something I'm going to work on. Okay, and so now I think we've pretty much gone through the actual experience here of this Envision. The vision is not, yeah, still needs quite a bit of work, but yeah, hopefully I'll make it look a little better. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too long. That's what I did today. Thanks for watching. Bye.